Thanksgiving is just a week away, and if you haven't thought about a turkey, let me show you the quickest, simplest, and most delicious way of grilling up a Thanksgiving turkey. Three, two, one. As you can see, today we're filming in my kitchen. Winter has finally come to Chicago. It is cold outside, it's snowing, so we're gonna prep everything inside but still cook it outside on the grill. Before we get started, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to get all the notifications so you don't miss any of my recipes. And let's get started with our turkey. For my turkey, I'm using a regular grocery store turkey. This guy was frozen. I thawed it out for the past couple days, so nothing too fancy, nothing expensive, just your regular average store turkey. See if there's anything inside of our guy. Oh yeah, we got something. We've got a neck, some ice. Make sure check the other cavity as well. Here's our giblets, and that's about it. When it comes to cooking your Thanksgiving turkey, there's 1,000 of different methods and recipes out there, from using cooking bags to cooking it whole, roasting it. But today we're focusing on the simplest, most delicious way, the one that I always use at home. And this is a foolproof method of cooking a delicious Thanksgiving turkey every single time. We're gonna do the spatchcock method, and what that means is I'm gonna cut out the backbone, butterfly the turkey so it lays nice and flat while it's cooking. That's gonna do two things. One, it's going to ensure that it cooks more evenly, and two, it's going to help with the cooking time, so it's going to cook much faster. I'm also not going to brine this turkey. It came straight out of the bag. I patted it dry. We're going to prep it and throw it on the grill. If you go with the brine method, you have to prep this about a day or two ahead of time. You want to ensure that this sits overnight in your brine. But since today we're doing the quick and simple method, we're going to skip the brine, and this turkey is still going to come out plenty of juicy and delicious. If you're roasting your turkey whole and cooking it just like this, what happens a lot of times is the breast has a tendency to overcook. So this will finish first before the thigh or your dark meat. When we spatchcock our bird, it's gonna lay nice and flat, so everything will come up to temperature at the same time. We're gonna start by flipping this guy over. So again, you wanna be sure you have your backbone right up here, and we're gonna start by cutting this out. You can use a knife. I like using these kitchen shears. Now this is a turkey. This one's about 12.5 pounds, so it does have some thick bones. So just line this up. Start by taking your shears or your knife, and we're gonna cut along this side of the backbone first. To make it easier, you can also take a knife and just score on one side so you know exactly where you're gonna be cutting. And on the other side, make yourself a little guideline and just go for it. Be sure not to cut your fingers. Oh, it's crispy. Okay, one side is cut. Now we're gonna repeat this on this side and take this backbone out. There we go. Okay, let's take this guy out. If there's anything else connected, just take your knife and cut this out. When you're done with the backbone, you can toss this in a Ziploc bag, throw this in your freezer, save it for a stock, use it to make your turkey gravy. There's still a whole lot of flavor in this, so don't throw it out, save it for later. Backbone is out, but as you can see, this thing is still not laying flat, and that's because of the breastbone that's right over here. So what you want to do is just take your knife and then just cut right down this breastbone to help crack it open. And now take your hands and open the turkey up. There we go. Again, it's a little gnarly looking, but we're gonna clean all this up. You've got your little turkey butt. Cut this guy out. We'll also save this for later for a stock or a gravy. And then if you have any of this like bigger fatty pieces, we're gonna remove all this out as well, and any of these kind of smaller bones to help this thing lay nice and flat. And this is kind of what you're going for. A nice, flat, even laying turkey. We've got our breast meat almost even with the dark meat. So this will cook much quicker and better. But our surgery isn't done yet. We're gonna do one more thing before we season this guy up. You wanna take your hand and then just separate the skin from the breast. And then we'll do the same thing on the thigh. We're gonna put some butter underneath to ensure that it stays nice and juicy. So again, just kind of make one of these just like so, okay? So again, just make a little separation. And then we'll do the same thing on the dark meat as well. Just make a little pocket on both sides. Next up, take a couple pats of butter. So we'll go about 3 per breast, and then just put that right underneath the skin, just like so. The idea here is while this thing is cooking, this butter is going to melt and coat the breast underneath to ensure that it stays nice and juicy and it's less likely to dry out. So we'll repeat on this side, and we'll do the same thing on the thigh. So about 1 pat of butter on each one is all that it takes. When it comes to seasoning, you can go a couple different ways with the turkey. You can use your favorite barbecue rub, you can use Italian style seasoning, really whatever floats your boat. Today I'm going to be using Mr. Make It Happen new lemon-based seasoning. If you're not following him already, be sure to sub to his channel. He's got a ton of awesome recipes. Let's get this bird seasoned up on the grill and finished off. We're going to start on the undercarriage, so flip this guy over. I like to use a little cooking oil spray. This will help the seasoning stick better to the meat, so just get this thing nicely coated. I'll take your seasoning and just season the turkey nicely on the underside. Pat that in, again, to help everything stick. Now we'll flip it over and repeat on the top side. This will also help the skin crisp up, the cooking oil spray. So again, get this nicely coated, getting on all these little kind of nooks and folds of the turkey, get the wings, and let's season it up. The last part is I'm going to take the wingtips and just tuck them underneath. They're less likely to burn, so we'll do the same on both sides. And our turkey is ready for its day of glory on the grill. See? It's cold, miserable. Ugh. Big green egg is cruising at about 375 degrees. It's set up for indirect cooking, so I've got the plate setter, the grate, and I'm going to place my turkey directly on the grate, just like so. If you have any of these bare spots from the seasoning rubbing off, you can just kind of touch these up a little bit right now. There you go. Get everything nicely coated, and we'll get the turkey cooked up. The most important part when cooking a turkey, whether you're doing it this way, roasting it whole, doing it in the oven, is to keep an eye on those internal temperatures. This thing is super likely to dry out if you overcook it. Anytime I cook my turkeys, I pull these guys off when the breast reaches about 160 degrees internal temperature. I'm gonna rest it like we always do. That's gonna kind of carry over, bring it up to 165, and it's gonna be perfect, juicy, and delicious. Clean this up. All right, so it's been about an hour and a half. I did put a thermometer in the turkey breast, so it hit 157. So I'll go a few more minutes and we'll pull it off at 160. Let's take a look at our bird. Whew, nice and smoky. Check this thing out. It is looking great. Nice little crust on the outside. The skin crisped up nicely. Great color. We'll use this big spatula to help get this guy off the grill. Oh, yeah. Our turkey is done. It's temping at 160 in the breast. I'm gonna cover it with foil. Just kind of loosely tent everything and let it rest for a good 10-15 minutes. That's gonna allow it to continue cooking, come up to that safety at 165, and this thing's gonna be perfect. My turkey was 12.5 pounds and it took an hour and a half to cook at 375 degrees. So by spatchcocking it, we help speed up the cooking process. If you wanna see different ways of cooking a turkey, maybe roasting it whole or doing just a turkey breast or just turkey drumsticks, be sure to check out my page. I've got a ton of other videos, including plenty of side dishes to give you some good ideas for Thanksgiving. Almost forgot my official Thanksgiving shirt. Check this thing out. It's just glorious. Look at this thing, right? Our turkey has rested. Let's take a look and carve it up. Oh yeah, this thing is looking great. You have this nice color on the outside, this nice crust from the seasoning and the smoke. Here's how I like to carve these guys up. Because it's spatchcocked, you can easily see the different parts of it. So you've got the drumstick and the thigh, so we're gonna separate it here. You have the same thing on the other side. You've got the two wings and then the two breasts. First, we'll separate the thigh with the drumstick from the breast. Oh, look at that. Do the same thing on this side. It's just, look how juicy. It's just dripping here. Still nice and steamy, nice and hot, even after the 15-minute rest. Turkey drumsticks are my favorite, so let's go for this guy first. Now, you have the thigh and the drumstick, and they're pretty easy to separate, so just take your knife and just start cutting, and you should be able to see, oh my, look at this. It's just so juicy in there. And separate right in between the bones. Wow. Okay, let's try this guy out. It's delicious. You can see the nice little smoke ring on the meat. Cooking at that higher temperature gives the skin that nice bite through texture. It's delicious and just super juicy. Let's try the breast next. The dark meat is always a little bit easier, so we'll start by separating the wing. So again, this connects right here, so let's just cut right into it. You can split it open and you can see where the bone goes. And then just take your knife and let it do all the work for you. Nice turkey wings. For the breast, I'm gonna separate it off the bone first. So just kind of cut right alongside the bone. You can see kind of where it goes. Oh man, this thing is looking killer. Again, no brine, no injection. Look at this. It's this is insane. Perfect. This is just regular grocery store turkey. Look, it's like it's leaking. When it comes to slicing your turkey breast, same principle applies as when slicing a steak. You want to go against the grain, so instead of slicing it like this, slice it this way, and you'll get much more tender pieces. And then everybody gets some of the white meat, some of the skin. Just go right there for a little turkey breast. You've got the skin, plenty of the seasoning. It's delicious. Has that nice mild smoky flavor from cooking it on the grill. This seasoning is really good. Has that nice lemony flavor, a little kick to it. Again, you can use any seasoning that you like on these. And quick, right? Hour and a half, and you end up with this delicious whole turkey. That's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time.